Hi and welcome back. So I just recently acquired this United States Navy model to assemble. It's an F6F-3/5. Never done one of these Academy models before, but the scale is 1/7-2, which is the same as the Airfix models that I've already been putting together. So I'm going to basically have a look inside, see what's in the box. Oh, parts list. Decals. The plane. Right. Oh, and a useful set of instructions. Looks okay. Let's take it apart, or take the contents out and see what we've got to do first. So quite strange with the labelling on this, because nowhere actually on the box does it say what its common name is. It just goes as the F6F. But if you look at it there, the common name for it is a HELLCAT, or affectionate name, but doesn't say it's a HELLCAT on the box. What do you think? I think it's a HELLCAT. So first thing we've got to do, by the looks of it, is the cockpit assembly. So we need to get the parts out, and then we're going to do the fuselage assembly. Before we put the fuselage together, we need to be painting the inside. This part here needs to be green, chromate green to be precise. Don't know whether I've got that colour, but I've certainly got a few greens to select from. And that part is going to be a flat black. So we'll get those jobs done and get back. I'll get all the bits out. We'll stick them together. We'll stick the first part together and let you see that. Looks like the joystick there has got to be, is it called a joystick? I don't know. That's got to be flat black. I'm going to have to paint these black as well by the looks of it. Yeah, quite a bit of painting to go on there before I can actually say that that's finished. So it looks like all the parts I need are conveniently in the same spot. You would hope so anyway. It looks like the seat, cockpit sections, the seat back and the base are all there. So let's cut them out and start to stick them together. So we've cut these bits and pieces for the cockpit, cut them off or cut them out, and I'm just going to put them together as it says in the instructions, but I've got to put some of it together and then paint it, and then I can put some more on there once the paint's dry. Okay, so I've painted inside the cockpit with the green. Actual seating area is also green. There's also some controls. They are matte black. They've got to go inside the cockpit. I've painted them first because it's impossible to paint them once they're in position. without getting the paint everywhere. Got the control stick, joystick, whatever you want to call it. It's black at the top, black at the bottom, and silver in the middle. I haven't put the silver on there yet. And what else? Oh, I've cut out these little bits here, which were optional. Didn't realise they were optional. But there's little windows that can go in there, so and that makes it either, if you don't cut them out, it is an F6F5, or if you cut them out, it's this one here, F6F3, with the window cutouts. So this will be an F6F3. Okay, we'll continue a bit more tomorrow. Okay, so we're back at it, and we have, if I get it in the light, we've fitted the instrument cluster. There, I've also fitted, let me get a little pointer, that window, and the same on this one and that window. We painted the cockpit internals, which are supposed to be green and matte black, so that's as near as I had to it. There's a joystick to go in, control lever. I wanted a pilot as well because it hasn't come with a pilot, which is a little bit annoying for some of these kits. Didn't get any crew members on any of the aeroplanes that I've done so far, so I bought a batch. So he is going to have to do. He's a little bit too modern, as I think he's Cold War era. Fine for the Vulcan that I did before, not so good for this aeroplane, which is World War II, obviously. But he will have to do. I don't think you're going to see him very much anyway. Time I've got him in, mounted in there. So predominantly his kit would have been a brownie colour, so I've been told. I did research it. So he's going to stick in there, and then we're going to mount him into the fuselage of the plane and put the two halves together next. So the next part will be getting the wings together. So we're going to be taking the bottom part of the wings off, top part of the wings off, and clipping them together and gluing them up. So let's crack on with that. So for this particular version, which is the F6F that I'm doing, inside the wheel wells, so in there, apparently for the F6F3 is a white, so that's what we're going to be using. probably going to need a couple of coats to cover it properly. So we will put this lot on and then come back to it in a minute. Do another coat. I mean, when they're on, you're not going to see a great deal in there, so I don't need to go too mad. So we've painted the insides white. I've also put a little bit in there. I don't know whether I needed to or not. So we need to now assemble. That's the wrong way. Assemble that one onto there, like so. Glue that down together. Same on the other side. So what I'm going to do then will be glue round this part. Okay, so final little bit of this jigsaw puzzle then is to get the wings onto the fuselage. Don't know if you can see whether I'm doing it in the right spot. So I'm going to glue around there, I think that part needs glue, and there. Okay. So I'm going to leave that to set now, and we'll come back to that once that's really nicely gone off and I can do much more with it. So, see you in a bit. Okay, so this part has been completed, but I haven't done the perspex covers. I'm going to leave that till the end, probably leave that till it's been painted. But we have got so far with it. We're about to do the engine. I've already assembled some of the bombs, torpedoes, whatever they are, and I've painted the engine bits and pieces. Still got to do the propeller. What else have I got? Now that's got to go on. The inside of that is a green, apparently, so I've painted that green on the inside. That's the engine cowl, by the way. So, wing assembly done and on. And that part, apart from the perspex on, engine and propeller painted, ready to go together. So that's going to be the next bit, putting the engine bits together. And then when that's together, can go on the nose, and it's not going to be able to stand like that anymore. Okay, and bits and pieces I have already painted, like these pieces here. Can't see them very well, which go on the end of the, I don't know whether they're torpedoes or missiles. And where are they? They're here. So I've already painted those a silvery grey, which is what they are supposed to be. Got the tyres to paint black, so we're just going to nibble along and do a bit more as we go. Okay, right, so the engine and cowl, excuse me, we need to end up with that there. So let's get back to wherever the engine, where is it? I would think I need 4. There we go. Part 4. So, okay. We'll put that onto there. So that goes into there. But that's not going to go into there with all that paint that I've put on there. So I need to scratch that green paint away. So I need a little screwdriver, scratchy screwdriver. What happened to that? Oh, here it is. So I'm going to use that just to scratch the paint away from that surface there. So if I knew beforehand that was going to be required, I wouldn't have painted it. But I didn't think ahead enough. If we don't do that, the glue won't take, it won't just stick to the paint. So I think I can safely say that should be ready. I'll scratch a little bit off the sides because I've already painted that, but we want it to stick together. The thing is with these, you try and plan ahead as much as you can. You don't want to be finding out that you've stuck something up together and you can't then get into it to paint it properly. You try and paint parts in advance, but doesn't always work out. Right, so we have a little, if you can see, have a little lug there, which corresponds with that part there. So we are going to put the glue around the sides, try and get it to come out. It's not coming out. There we go. All right. Okay. And it's going to go in there, like so. What's that? Does that look right? I don't know if that looks right or not. Anyway, on top of that will be the propeller. Now, where is the propeller? I can see it. There it is. So I've already, although you can't see it, I've already painted the tip of that a grey or silver, which is what it's supposed to be. So we've got a little bit of debris on there, which we need to trim back a bit. A little bit on there. Okay. So I'm going to, maybe it says you shouldn't do this, but I'm going to glue the propeller on. We don't want it falling off, basically. Now let's just move the whole lot out, which I didn't want to do. Okay. Yep, I think that'll be alright. And I can paint it like that, I can paint the propeller. There's enough room to get behind with a brush. And then when that's dry, I can hold the propeller and paint the cowling. Well, I don't need to paint the cowling yet. That'll be painted when it's gone onto the fuselage. So good. Okay, next part will be attaching the engine to the fuselage. However, I've only just glued it together, so we're just going to hang fire, and while we're waiting we'll go on to the next part, which will be drop tank and weapons. So some of these are actually pre-painted already. You may not see it that easily because they're supposed to be a silvery grey. However, these parts are supposed to be for the F6F-3, which is what I'm doing, a flat white or a basic white, one of those. So we've got to attach this part there and paint the rest of it before we stick it on, otherwise we won't be able to get to the top of the drop tank, which is basically a fuel tank, to get them further. So yeah, we get this together and then put some white paint on that. Okay, so we are just about to paint the tyres, and we'll also do the propeller as well, because that's supposed to be black. So I mean, this is just a scrap bit of plastic I'm using here, but I'm using it as a paint palette. So I don't need to paint all of this drop tank. I've just got to put a base layer on, because what's going to happen, it's going to go up underneath the airplane, and when I paint the underneath of the airplane, which is also going to be white, I will paint this at the same time. So all I need to do is get enough built up here where I actually can't reach it once it's attached to the airplane. So we need to keep them free so that I can glue them on underneath. Yep. Next thing I want to do is to get the undercarriage on, assembled and in place, because I want it, put that back, I want it in place so that it actually stands on its own, and I can then put the rockets, torpedoes, whatever they are, and the belly tank and the bombs either side, I can put them into place. Once I've probably painted the bottom of the wings, actually, because they need to be white. Yeah, but at least it will stand on its own, and then we can work on it further. So they need to come off, and be mounted onto those. Wheels on. Okay. Not sure how this is going to pan out. So this is where you need good eyes. I'm going to really struggle here, as these are so small and they've got to go onto the tips there. Well, not the tips, these are the tails of the, whatever they are, missiles. So I've got a pair of tweezers here. Don't know if that's going to work. Ooh. Got a feeling I'm going to lose them, because they're going to ping out. Okay, so that's what they should look like. Okay, so you can see that. So I just want to double glue on them slowly and put them on. Oh, it's so small. Right, double glue. I'll leave those to go really hard, because I'm easily going to knock them off if I try and mount them tonight. Yeah. Well, we're getting there. There are some silly little bits and pieces. I've got to find out where they go. And these. And these. No rush. So I've got some yellow. We've got to do the tips of the propellers yellow, so we might as well get that done tonight. And we've also got to do these little bombs. I mean, on the picture, you've got yellow rings on them, but I can't do rings. It's far too fiddly and it would look awful. But I may be able to just put a dab of yellow on the end to make it look as though it's a little bit of a mean thingy. See how we get on. So I've got the wheels on the undercarriage, so that is just waiting for the glue to go off, and then next time you see it, it should be attached to the undercarriage. So my smallest brush, give this a shake, and we pour a little bit out. Well, I thought we pour a little bit out. Doesn't want to come out. What's the matter with it? Don't think it's ever been used. It's definitely liquid in there. It's all moving around. Let's try it now. Definitely nothing coming out there. So I'll have to encourage the tip. There we go. Right. That now should come out on my temporary pallet. What are we going to do first? Well, let's do these little bombs. Don't know how neat I'm going to be able to do this. But, so to you it's only a few seconds, but to me it's the following day. So we're looking at what are we doing next. So we've got the drop tank done, all the glue's gone off now, and as you've seen previously, we've got this far. Now I'm tending to think I need to do the bottom white, which will involve putting a bit of tape along the bottom of the fuselage just to mark out where the white underbelly is going to go. So I'm pretty sure somewhere, yeah, this one shows that all the bottom was white, which is fair enough. Bottom's white, top's blue, although this is a black and white photo obviously. And there's the lines I've got to follow, if you can see from that. So if I can do that, then it's going to save a lot of hassle a bit later, because I'm going to be sticking the undercarriage on, and the drop tank, and the bombs, and the rockets. They're all going to go on, and it will be much easier just to sort of get the bottom done. So let's look at that. Should be quite easy. Probably be a bit time consuming, but you can have a look when I'm getting on with it. Okay, so I put some masking tape on. That's the line I want for the white underbelly and under the fuselage. Obviously all the underneath the wings are also going to be white, so I want to get two coats on there. So let's get the first one on. Okay, so first coat's on. We're just about to start putting the second coat on now. I might put another coat on the drop tank as well. But, yeah, we don't want it on too thick, but we don't want it showing the grey plastic through. So I'm hoping two coats will be enough. Otherwise it's going to be a bit thick and gloopy. I mean, to be honest, we don't want it too pristine either, because these are warplanes, and they had lots of battle scars and paint peeling, so it doesn't matter if there's certain parts of it that isn't perfect. So moving on a little bit, let me just spin the airplane over. So as you can see, I've got the white base coat on the underside. I need to fit the landing legs and the tail legs. It's not really a tail legs, but a tail wheel. So if I can get them in, and then we can have it sitting upright, and I can get on with other bits and pieces like paintwork and attaching aerials and that sort of thing. So I've come up with this idea. It's just a plastic tub, very small plastic tub, and I've made a couple of cutouts so that the fuselage sits in there upside down, doesn't move around too much, so I can now attach the undercarriage. So we have got the undercarriage glued on, and hook at the back, and the tail wheel, a little bit out of focus there, but that's all glued up. Now, next thing to do is a bit more to the underside, so I've got to flip it back over and show you what I mean. So what we have here, what we're waiting for, there's two little holes right in the middle of the picture there, and the same that side. I believe there's bombs that go on there, so I've got to get the paint out of those holes and glue the bombs into those positions, and then I think we're more or less done underneath, apart from paint. So that's what we're after. Item 16, 2 of them, so one either side, in between the landing leg and the drop tank. So I need to clean those holes out and glue the bomb carriers in place, and then once that's nice and solid, we can put the bombs on. And we've also got, I believe these to be torpedoes maybe, that fit right in the middle of the picture there. There's a set of 6 holes which line up just right for these, whether they're torpedoes or bombs, I'm not sure. So final little bit. So I just have the number 40, which has to go on the top of the wing. It says it's supposed to go there. 15. So that's got to go there. And the American motif goes this end. Which way round does it go? It goes that way round by the looks of it. So we do the 40 first, and just need a little dish with water. That's what I've been using. It's not the easiest thing to do. I've already done the underneath. Let me show you. And the fuselage, tail fin. So these are the last two major things to go on. And then I'm just going to mount it. So it takes a few minutes for the transfer to become movable off the backing paper. Just keep soaking it. Hopefully this goes on. These should be the two easiest ones to do. So I'm showing you the easiest ones. I've already done the hard ones. But, I didn't want to bore you with too much rubbish. So you can just see it's starting to lift now. And once that's fully lifted, I don't want that number actually, 15, so we're going to take that off, slip that paper back underneath to catch the number 40, and just put a little bit of water on that end, slide it in place. Now don't be concerned if it's in the wrong spot and you can't get it right. That to me will do. If you find you need to move it again, put water back on the top and let it soak for a few seconds, plenty of water, and then you should find you'll be able to move it. And there you go. There's the 40. Now we just want to do the same with the star logo. And as the water evaporates, the transfers stick to the body of the aeroplane. Tried and tested for years. I've been doing these since the 1970s. And only recently come back to doing it. But still, we use the same methods. The only things that have changed these days is the fact that we have acrylic paints rather than enamel paints, which were used originally, the Humbrol tins, and you needed thinners for those, and acrylic is quite an easy way of doing it because it's all water soluble. So not long now. Let's get some movement going. Use a Petri dish or something like that if you're into that sort of thing. This actually is a lens cap off an old camera. Something that I never used. Right, so we've got rid of the little number that was on there because then it can be a little bit of a pain. So you can just see it lifting. Won't be long now. So put some water on the wing. And this is where it gets a bit fiddly. You want to get all of that on there. I think that's where I want it. A little bit of tissue paper to take the excess water away. Does that look right? I think that's okay. Does it go square with the leading edge? I think it may do actually. So if that's the case, re-wet it like that. Now you see you can just move it to square it up. You can't move it when it's dry, but I think that will do. Quite happy with that. And that, apart from the hood, I'll put the hood on in a minute. I just want to make sure these transfers dry. I'll put the hood on, put a little bit of cord on it, and then it will be mounted in position. And that is going to be the HELLCAT completed. Yeah, job's a good one. So there we have the completed aircraft. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm just gonna put it with my other ones now, and then start the next what am I doing next? Oh, I've got a Mustang, so that's going to go up next. So but this one is now complete, and I'm gonna hang it up with the others. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, subscribe if you want to, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.